What's up, everybody? It's Glenn back with Big Jack, here to talk about the Chicago Bears as they go to Kansas City for their Week 3 game. We're going to do a little recap of Week 2, as well as maybe a little bit of a State of the Union before we get into Big Jack's keys to victory for their game against the Kansas City Chiefs, where they are huge underdogs. First off, Jack, last week 27-17 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Late Fields interception, pick six off the screenplay that's called three times in a row um, to basically seal the deal. Touchdown by Shaq Barrett. What were you laughing or were you pissed off at that result last week?
Um, I was pissed off. I For my best bets, I was actually on the Bears. Like I said when I made the pick, I usually only am on or against the Bears maybe three times a year at the most. It's a very rare circumstance. Just because I feel like there always is a little too much emotion involved.
Yep.
But I thought the Bears were going to bounce back. I thought if they had any pride, they were going to have it. And I mean, they did have a better performance down there than they had at home. Certainly, I wouldn't dispute that. Especially on the defensive side of the ball, I know there was a lot of disappointment about not getting off the field on third down, giving up touchdowns on third and long, making Baker Mayfield look like a lot better of a quarterback than I believe he is. Don't get me wrong, the defense wasn't sparkling, but they lit up 20 points,
Yeah.
and that's not very many points in 2023's NFL. So I was a little more encouraged with the performance from that standpoint. And then it was just a typical you get the ball back, you have a chance to at least push it to overtime or go win the thing. The defense did get the stop when they needed it, got the ball back for Justin Fields in the offense, and plenty of blame to go around. I don't know what Luke Getsy's doing, but at the end of the day, it's got to fall on Fields for that. You just can't throw that ball, and it was bad. Just no other way to put it. Cost him the game.
Yep, 0-2 start, staring down the barrel at a potential 0-3 start if they get a loss here this week in Kansas City. To make things worse, there is chaos going on in the Bears organization. Bears media framing uh, Fields quotes as calling coaches straight out, and then scramble drills by the coaching staff in the front office to try to justify Fields' comments and say that he's not a finger pointer. Couple that with Alan Williams giving his resignation with some very uncertain background stories going on. Um, and then lastly, just overall, just you hear DJ Moore saying the coaches aren't using me right on a mic'd up session. Just overall, it looks like the locker room's in a bad spot, heading to one of the toughest places to play in the NFL against one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL that you could have drafted against one of the best teams in the NFL. That defense is playing really fucking good right now. What are your thoughts, Jack, on and this week? Just overall, before we get into the keys, and then also, where's your head at here with the Bears State of the Union?
This Bears State of the Union sense is just I mean, it's a laughing stock. It's
Yeah.
so fortunate, but the crazy thing is, if it's not that unexpected. The Bears have just been so pitiful for so long. As like wacky as this is, it's not like oh well, it's the Bears, so it kind of makes sense. I don't really care to speculate on what's actually going on with Alan Williams, but he's gone. Maybe it's for the better that he's gone. He obviously didn't do a great job anyway, so that's fine. We'll see what Eberflus does. I think he did call it an okay game down in Tampa. Made some mistakes, like we just said, on third down, but I'm probably happier with him calling plays than I would be Alan Williams. So now it all really falls on him. There's no one to shoulder the blame. Not that I think there was to begin with, but yeah, we'll see how he does. Not ideal in that front. The Justin Fields thing, I'll kind of get into that a little bit more with my keys.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, it's just obviously, I don't think you mentioned this one yet, but Braxton Jones going on
Yep.
IR,
Yep.
like just a lot of stuff hitting the fan right now, and it's not good for an 0-2 team. who played going into the season what we thought were going to be two of their more winnable games out the gate, lost them both. And, it's a week where usually all the storylines would be about going on the road to a tough, brutally tough Kansas City team, best quarterback, one of the all-timers already. Maybe a little banter about going against Nagy and, this and that. But it's all just the chaos in-house. So hopefully they got their minds right at Hallis Hall and are getting ready to play a game because they got a big one on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I did forget to bring up the Braxton Jones injury. And while he's not like an all-pro left tackle, he's not even like a really great left tackle. He's just kind of a serviceable left tackle. He's been reliable for us, especially for where he's got drafted. He's played every game, I think. He's at practice. He's not like Nate Davis where he just takes a bunch of personal days. I know Nate Davis got personal stuff going on. You have a job too. Um, he's somebody you think you know what you got, and you really do kind of know what you got. So to lose him to injury with an already banged up line that has personal stuff going on too, you don't love to see it. And I'm really worried about that left side of the offensive line here moving forward, at least the next 4 weeks, without Tevin the next 2, without Jones at least the next 4. Potentially, I think it's potentially season ending, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here. I think that's enough talk about the current state of the Bears, though. It's a dumpster fire. Um, there's not really another way to put it. You got everybody on sports talk radios and stuff just basically laughing at how bad the organization is. Hopefully, the McCaskies have some kind of wake up call, but everybody knows that won't happen. So, with that being said, let's just get into the keys of this Week 3 game at Kansas City. What's your first key to a Bears victory? Or are you doing keys to a victory, or are you doing like 3 things you're watching?
Oh, no. Keys to the victory. Going down there.
Let's get into that first.
Here,
Let's get into that first key to a Bears victory.
Keys to a victory, keys to obliterate everyone's survivor pools, king of the hills, blow it all up, my man. Key number 1, going on kind of what you said about Fields, what he did in the media. It was a little funny. He very specifically pauses when he's asked a question. He was very pointed in his answer, very measured, I would almost say, when they said, so what do you think, could be causing you to overthink things and this and that? He paused and said, coaching. Maybe there's just too much information. And he kind of just isolated that coaching phrase. And then he went on, excuse me, and to be fair to him, he said plenty of other stuff and elaborated plenty, but he did say coaching. And then he throws his little hissy fit after practice when it becomes this big story saying, you guys need clicks. You're going to twist my words. It's on me. It's always going to be on me. Well, that's not what you said 2 hours ago. So no one twisted your words. You said it. You're the one who brought it up. And I don't even think what he said was that egregious necessarily. I think a lot of people would probably agree with some of those sentiments that he is overthinking things out there. But he said it, and now the heat is on you, my man, because you said, you're going to go out there. What does it look like to see Justin Fields play? You said, we'll see. Well, we'll see. Go out there, show us something. My first key to the game is Justin Fields' legs. He acts like he's Mr. Runner now. He never ran the ball in college. So I don't know who Justin Fields is, honestly. I'm interested to find out because he's trying to act like he's a track star. He ran for like 700 yards in 2 seasons at Ohio State and threw for 50 touchdowns and like 8 interceptions. He's not a running quarterback. So I don't know what he's talking about or what he thinks he is. But I guess we're going to see on Sunday. So do something with your legs, and that's key number 1. Make some play with your legs. Keep plays alive. Get downfield, bust some big ones, hopefully for touchdowns.
Love it. If they're going to have a chance to win, he's got to be dynamic with his legs, no doubt about it. Key number 2.
Key number 2, Justin Fields as a passer. All right. You said you got to get some done with your legs. The coach are giving you too much information. That's why when you drop back and you hit that back foot and there's 2 guys wide ass open, you can't hit them because you're thinking too much, apparently. The coaches are coaching you too much. They're making you watch film or something. And that's just a huge problem for a guy who just needs to go out there and ball. All right, man. Well, throw the ball. When you see your receivers open, let it rip. We can all watch the film. We can all see the clips that everyone puts out there and dissects 100 million different ways. We know you're missing people wide open. And if that's because you're thinking too much, that's on you. Now you said you're going to go out and do your thing, play the way you want to play, and it's going to be all different. Well, show it. Show me. First key, do some with your legs. Second key, do some with your arm.
If Justin Fields can run the ball well, and if Justin Fields can throw the ball well, that's a good start. What's your key number 3?
All right, key number 3, Eberflus and that defense. Every single one of them, night before the game, they better, I don't know, at Providence, people used to go to the grotto. They better go wherever they need to go, say their prayers, man. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, say your prayers. Hope Kansas City has a bad game. Hope you come out with some turnovers, make some plays. Just pray to the good Lord that Mahomes isn't Kansas City's savior on Sunday. Pray that he has a bad day, and you have an opportunity. Defense, say your prayers.
All right. I'm going to add to that you mentioned it. Turnovers will be key. If there's any hope in this game, you got to get some turnovers against this defense. But all right, Big Jack.
I do think, hopefully Nagy sort of mucks it all up. Hopefully he makes some bad decisions and chokes it away a little bit. We know he's prone to do that sort of thing.
He is certainly capable, but all right. Justin Fields running the ball, Justin Fields passing the ball, and the defense saying their prayers. I mean, if you're talking, I know there's some comedy in there, and I can appreciate that. But if we're just talking about good quarterback playing good defense, that's a great start for a potential chance at a big upset W. Any early leans? Kansas City heavy or what?
I mean, I don't know. It's like they're in the eye of the hurricane up at Hallis Hall right now with all the craziness. Like we said, it's all drama. They're not even much talk about the upcoming opponent, which is a big one. I think we mentioned it last week when we said they had to win in Tampa because they probably weren't going to win in Kansas City. And I think only like 6 teams in NFL history have ever made the playoffs after 0-3. So historically, it's telling you got to go out there and take care of business. I expect them to compete, and maybe they make some waves. Like I said, blow up some survivor pools, King of the Hills. Let's go Bears. Justin Fields is going to play the way that he knows how to play football. So I'm expecting at least 31 points from the Bears. And Eberflus calling the defense. Let's keep the Chiefs to 27.
Wow. If they could figure out a way to score 31 points, I'll be absolutely shocked, but we will see. All right, that's it for the Bears Keys to a Victory video. Bears State of the Union. Bears recap of week 2. Let's hope the Bears go out and shock some people this week, Big Jack. Give it to me one time for the road.
Bears.
Bears.